Good morning. I just thought I'd put a quick video on about these AWA mini disc players. Now, if you're looking for mini disc players, you'll probably find that on eBay, at least, these Sony models are becoming quite sought after, so they're fetching high prices. But there are other manufacturers to choose from, including JVC, Sharp and AWA, to name a few. So I thought I'd just show you the AWA models. So the AWAs, they're quite straightforward models, these F65s, and they tend to be quite plentiful on eBay. The downside with these players, and what I found, is basically the batteries. So they came with a proprietary battery, and as you can see, this one is shot, so it's got sort of leakage occurring underneath the covering of the battery. So it's unfortunate because I've been unable to source these. Maybe you can get them, but they'll certainly be very high prices if you can find one. So that makes it a bit harder to use these as portable players unless you look into making your own battery up. Now, I had this player first, and I decided to have a look online, and there was some posts which actually recommended a particular battery replacement that you could put in yourself, just let you see kind of what it looks like inside. Let's just get rid of that mini disc. So inside I have a battery that was bought separately, and what I've had to do is I had to take the whole of this cover off, which was a bit of a pain, to get the wires to be connected to the right parts of the mini disc player. So this is quite a big proprietary a big battery in here to replace the proprietary battery, and it worked reasonably well for quite a long time, but unfortunately, because these players they basically draw a residual current from the battery, so if you leave your battery in there sort of not used for a long time, then these become difficult or impossible to recharge again. So unfortunately, this player now only charges, well, it doesn't charge basically, so you can only plug it into an adapter. So this is, I believe it's a 4.5 adapter in here, and you just have to play it off the mains essentially. So it's a bit of a shame, and to correct that I would have to take it all apart again, take this out, and find another battery online that meets the same sort of size that I could then put in. But unfortunately, unless I was to build in some sort of cut-off switch, and you would really need to think about putting a switch in at this end so you could cut the supply of the battery to the mini disc player, so when it's not in use it doesn't lose battery power and doesn't make it unchargeable in the future. So so that would be a kind of a way around it, but obviously it's a bit of a faff. So that was one of the methods that I used, but I'll just show you something I did on this other player. So this is a lot less evasive, and it's quite good if you just want to get the player up and running and working for a time without having a charger attached to it. So this is basically using a battery which is a 3.7 volt battery, but it's in the size of a AAA battery. So if I just open this up, let's take that mini disc out. I was listening to that last night, it sent me off to sleep. So that was Bjork's Homogenic album, which you can get hold of quite cheap on eBay. There seems to be a lot of these copies about, yeah, anyway, that sent me to sleep last night. But okay, so what I did here is, you can see I fashioned some foil and I just used a very small battery, and unfortunately its capacity is about half of this, so you're going to get, you know, half of this old proprietary battery in use. So you might get enough power, you know, to listen to most of an album or a whole album, but the main thing is you can kind of show off the player without it having to be attached to the mains. So yeah, so it was a straightforward find. Again, I think I bought this on eBay, so it's a little bit different to a standard battery because it doesn't have the raised part on the positive end. So all you have to do is make sure that you put it in to the player like so, and then you have to build up the end. So what I did is I just fashioned some tin foil and made a little block, and that goes in like so. It's flashing no disc. So that is a solution that I could recommend to people if they just want to get their old AWAs working. This may work for other players as well, but obviously it's only going to work for players where the plus and the minus are at either end of the battery. So there are players out there, and cassette players as well, where there are the positive and negative on one end. So obviously trying to use a standard sort of battery isn't gonna work there. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you, and hopefully that'll be of benefit to someone out there who can get their AWA Minidisc player up and working. So let's just put that back in, and as you can see, TOC read and then play, and it's playing, as you can see. So that's just a solution to at least try out your AWA without having it connected to the mains. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please could you like it and subscribe, and I'll try to do some more in the future, and I'll be able to do more about mini discs as well in the future. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.